Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 23rd at 4:47 a.m. About 2 weeks ago, Charlie Kirk was murdered. A little 3 or 4 days before that, Irina Zaratusky was killed on a train in North Carolina. I want to talk about left versus right. I want to talk about good versus evil. I want to talk about prayers versus violence. And I want to talk about what this country and people like us are going to do moving forward. You know, ever since the Charlie Kirk thing, one thing that you've seen a lot of is people talking about "We Are Charlie," this hashtag "We Are Charlie," that people are going to stand up, that they are going to, be a part of a movement that was similar to what Charlie talked about. Now, I think that's very important, but I also wonder how long that's really going to last, because these trends and things that we pay attention to on the internet don't seem to solidify as easily as you would think they would. People talk about doing something, then they do it for a week or two, and things don't work out the way they want, so they move on. For me, I have always tried to preach common sense. I've always tried to preach realistic expectations, and to tell some of those people on the other side that their expectations of how I am going to look at them or treat them are unrealistic. So I think that Charlie Kirk's message was an important message. Did I watch a lot of his content? No, absolutely not. Do I think he was an important part of society? Yes, I very much do. I don't really want to get into all the conspiracies and all that stuff about who did what and hand signals and all that crap, man. If you want to see that stuff, you can go to TikTok, because there's plenty of people talking about that kind of crap over there. What I want to talk about is George Floyd versus Charlie Kirk. Because if you look at those two incidents and you see the aftermath of what people did to their cities, it's obvious that the George Floyd incident sparked a whole lot of anger, resentment, feelings of injustice, right? This did too. The Charlie Kirk thing was very much political. It was very much on a stage in front of millions of people, if you count the video going out, right? But the reactions have been completely different, right? Because Seattle burned to the ground, but nothing burned to the ground over the last 2 weeks. No Wendy's, no pictures of people standing on top of burning cop cars, none of that. Is that left versus right, or is that good versus evil? Because there's a part of me that thinks the right should be standing up more like the left, but not to the point of violence and destroying our own property. But as we all line up and have these huge prayer things, and believe me, I went to a vigil in Winchester, and the feeling of it was there. There's a vibe. There's a peaceful vibe, instead of what I could only imagine it would be like to stand in the middle of a city burning. But when you put those two things together in opposition of each other, which one is going to win if they have to battle it out? Because as conservatives, it's looked at that, conservatives carry the guns, conservatives know how to shoot, and these blue-haired nose ring people don't. And I think that is a fair assumption. But when you look at the willingness of these people to burn down cities and do all of the craziness they do to try to set their point, I'm sure that you know about bricks and things being delivered to these cities and things being put there that aren't there normally during these riots and these things like that, in order to help these people create chaos. I didn't see any of that happening over the last 2 weeks. I didn't see any of that. But that scares me, because I think that makes the other side think that they can do whatever they want, and we're going to stand around and pray. That worries me. Really, this is what we're doing now? It worries me about what these people will think. Now, what I do like is the fact that people are seeing what this has really done to the nation. It has solidified the right side. And by the right side, I don't just mean conservatives. I mean people that are right, that are not evil people. The people that looked at this situation and celebrated it are absolutely disgusting people. And I've been thinking a lot about that too. It's like you're watching a TV show and this person is evil on this TV show, right? And you've been watching it for an hour and everything they've done to everybody on the TV show is horrible. And then finally somebody takes them out and you're happy. Like you're cheering because somebody took out this actor that portrayed this horrible person on TV. I think that these kids, they're watching from college, they're watching from their bedrooms, they're watching from their computer screens, and they're seeing this like a movie. And instead of just the movie portraying this person as a bad person through their actions, which we can see in the movie through whatever it is they're doing, all they're doing is telling us that people like this, like Charlie or Trump or Musk or whoever, they're telling us that these people are so horrible that we want them to be the villain in the movie and we want to see them die. And that's not how reality is, right? So I think when they see that, the same emotion comes to when they see the villain die in the movie. I don't think that's justified, but I think it's the lens that they are seeing this through, if that makes any sense at all. They're looking at it through a completely different lens than those of us who see these things and are mortified, that it hurts us in the pit of our stomach. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how it felt to me. When I seen the Charlie Kirk thing, bro, it made my stomach hurt. But I also remember watching the George Floyd video. Before it went crazy, I remember seeing it. Like before anybody had even talked about it, I was watching it and I was like, bro, that dude is like not okay. You know what I'm saying? And it disgusted me in my stomach the same way. So I don't know. It's just a hard comparison for me because I've been trying to compare that in my head. What's the difference? Okay. George Floyd killed by a cop, national television, riots, Black Lives Matter. They take over a city. The news pretty much calls it a peaceful protest while standing in the middle of a fire. And then you look at this, which is completely freaking different. It's still done on main TV. It's still like, holy crap, bro. You can't even believe what you just watched. But there's no cities burning. There's prayers and there's huge vigils and things like that. It's a whole different mindset. The lens that people are looking at these two things through, I think, are totally different. And that's set because of what people watch on their feeds. And I don't care if that's your news feed that comes on your television or if it's your TikTok feed. Whoever people choose to follow, 9 times out of 10 are going to be the people that solidify what they already believe. If you're scrolling through your feed right now and somebody starts telling you something that you don't want to hear, chances are you're going to scroll past it. You're not going to listen. I did it a couple times this morning. We all do it. It's just part of the way it is. We don't want to hear that we are wrong. We don't want to be challenged, okay? That's a natural human thing. But I also think that we need to open up to that. I think we need to be challenged. These people on these college campuses were so afraid of Charlie coming in and telling them something that they didn't want to hear that they shouted him down, that they screamed and yelled at him, that they threw eggs at him, that they spit on him, and it's just because he was challenging what they believed. I think we need to do more of that, especially when it comes to people believing that they can change into something else. I have a hard time understanding that. I have really tried to put myself in the shoes of someone there. I have talked to people, that are in this situation, and man, they're still humans. I don't care that they want to do that. Do I understand it? No. And when that becomes these people expecting us to understand or validate them through calling them whatever it is, and we can't do that inside because it feels weird. It's not normal. And then they get mad at us for not understanding. it just doesn't make sense. It's confusing to us. You know what I'm saying? It's confusing. We don't get it. We look at this person, we see what we see, we call them a he or a she, and they get mad at us for calling them what we see. And then it's unrealistic, man. It's unrealistic. And I think that somebody like Charlie being able to challenge that and hopefully make them understand that, this is an unrealistic expectation. If I go into a store right now and I say, hey, I'm a giraffe, I want you to, pet my neck like a giraffe, people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, right? It's just how the world works. So you just can't tell people that you are something else and expect them to understand that your imagination sets your reality. But I want to start making more content around anything that is positive, man. I'm getting ready to move. I'm getting ready to have things set up where I can do a lot more of this, that I can come in and talk to you guys more. I want to be able to do a lot more clipping and a lot more stuff that we can actually talk about and do some lives and stuff too, man. And is that because of the whole Charlie Kirk thing? Maybe it is, dude, because I have been thinking about it a lot. Like, I've been up for 2.5 hours and it's only 5 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I just can't sleep. And 9 times out of 10, it's me thinking about what I'm going to do with my future and moving forward for my businesses and things like that. I create a lot of content for a lot of different places, and I think I need to hone in on something that I want to do more. And I like spreading knowledge and I like spreading positivity. So I'm going to be more focused on that, man. So if you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this, dude. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. A lot of times I can make content off of your thoughts, man. Your things make me think the same way as if I had someone in this room challenging me right now or talking to me right now, I would have valid points to bring back up to them. So drop a comment and maybe I got something to say to that. That's about it for this one, guys. Till next time, don't sweat the petty things, pet the sweaty things.